Your first warned weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolfe.
It's been a very cool and damp day in the state line, and definitely on the damp side if you look at the relative humidity down near the surface when it compares our temperature versus our dew point, a measure of just how much moisture there is in the air versus how much moisture is absolutely possible in the air. We're at 100% relative humidity in DeKalb and in Monroe, 96 relative humidity in Sterling, and even 89% in Rockford. So definitely on the damp side in many spots, and that paired with a light wind has allowed for some fog to develop and some areas of mist as well. Visibility has been limited in many spots down below 5 miles. 3 miles of visibility in Rockford, Janesville, 2 miles of visibility in Galena, and 4 miles of visibility in Monroe. A bit better in DeKalb, sitting at 7 miles of visibility. There's a look at some of that mist, fog, drizzle, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty gross out there with our Mercy Out Sky Track camera out in Poplar Grove. As you see, a lot of that cloud cover still sitting in place, and it's really been hesitant to leave, although we may start to get a little bit in the way of clearing as we head through the night tonight and going into tomorrow. The edge of the cloud cover sitting up to our north and our northwest, mainly in western Minnesota and northwestern Iowa. So still a ways to go before we would start to get some of that cloud cover out of here. In many spots, we are going to be left underneath that overcast to a mostly cloudy sky through the night. And that has really prevented our temperature from rising today. In many spots, not even making it near that 50-degree mark. We're at 48 in Rockford and in Sterling, 47, Dixon, Freeport, and in Monroe, 46, Janesville, and in Poplar Grove, 45 in DeKalb. Our weather watcher Gene in DeKalb reporting 48 degrees. Meanwhile, but 91% relative humidity, as well as a 3-mile-per-hour wind. So very light winds and a lot of that moisture. That means we're going to be stuck with the clouds through the night tonight. Futurecast, I do think, is a little overly aggressive to bring in some of that clearing, as typically is the trends. When you have this low-level stratus cloud, it's really hard to clear a lot of that out. And so likely we are going to be left with most of that cloud cover through the night tonight. If we get a few pockets of clearing in northwestern Illinois, a few locations may at least briefly dip into the upper 30s, but generally low 40s again through the night. We'll then get our next round of cloud cover pulling in from the south. We have a few showers that may develop in central Illinois. Locally here, likely remaining on the dry side, aside from a few of those patches of drizzle, maybe some of that light mist again. We do get better clearing, however, as we head through Friday night and going into Saturday, and the weekend will likely feature a bit more in the way of some of that sunshine. So 40 degrees for the overnight low tonight. We'll hold on to that patchy fog or some patches of drizzle, and along with those light winds, only 5 to 10 miles per hour through the night. Going into tomorrow, we'll once again likely fail to reach 50 degrees for the afternoon. A mostly cloudy sky, not too far away from average, 49 for that afternoon high temperature, 5 to 15 mile per hour wind out of the north-northwest. Our next weather system then arrives as we really head into the early part of next week. This will pull a low pressure system from the south and west called a cutoff low pressure system because it's separated from the main parent jet stream up to the north. That will pass almost directly overhead between Monday and Tuesday, but it's going to almost hand off its surface low pressure system to a stronger trough that becomes a little bit more dominant. That one will arrive Tuesday into Wednesday, and back behind that one, a much cooler air mass settles in. As those two low pressure systems merge together, we'll likely hold on to some scattered showers and once again a lot in the way of that cloud cover on the back end of this system. Depending on if the timing of that colder air and the moisture line up, we may see the potential for a few snowflakes to try and mix in, but the bigger story is going to be the colder air that filters in behind it. Likely going to be in the 40s for Wednesday and 30s for Thanksgiving. So 49 degrees for Friday, 50 then on Saturday, even rising to 56 on Saturday, but all downhill from there. 53 on Monday and Tuesday with the scattered showers, and then 40s and 30s to follow, and likely holding on to that chill as we head through the last few days of the month of November.
At least the weekend looks a little warmer. All right, thanks, Jordan.